The following program is a work of nonfiction as sanctioned by the North American Free Trade Agreement and the British Home Security Act. Warning: the use of prescription drugs while viewing this show may lead to dizziness and an urge to phone your Miami relatives.
Hi, I'm Michael Moore, and welcome to the second season of The Awful Truth. It's great to be back on the air here, and I know you're probably thinking, what am I doing back in Times Square in front of all these big corporate billboards, all this free advertising? Well, folks, I have to tell you something. We got to stay on the air, all right? And I know this is not a very advertiser-friendly show, so I just want to say to the networks in America and Britain and Canada that are carrying us here tonight that I'm a new man. I am advertiser-friendly. I am for these corporations who are going to fund our show for the next 12 weeks. God bless America, and God bless every damn corporation in it.
Hi, my name is Edmund Taylor. I did 15 years in Greenhaven Correctional Facility for the sale of a kilo of cocaine. When I'm thirsty, I drink my favorite, Budweiser.
Hi, my name is Maddie, and I just been released from doing 4 years at Bayview Correctional Facility for armed robbery. But now that I'm home, I brush my teeth 3 times a day with Crest.
Hi, my name is Tom. I did 5 years for attempted murder and 5 years for armed robbery. I drink Coke. It's the real thing.
Okay, we're going to play word association. I say the word, you tell me the first thing that pops in your head.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
Gore.
Blood.
Bush.
Cocaine.
Gore.
Slut.
Bush.
Liar.
Gore.
Bush.
Bush.
Gore.
Yeah, that's about it, isn't it, huh? I got a better way to pick a president.
What's that?
Watch this.
Tonight we have good news from sea to shining sea.
Good news?
I announce that I am a candidate for President of the United States.
Oh, brother. Not another one of these.
I'm just like Luke Skywalker trying to get out of the Death Star.
Why in the world can't we do that with corn?
Silencio!
I mean, there's 275 million people in America. These are the best candidates we could come up with? A man with a fetus fetish, a pervert.
Who has put pubic hair on my Coke?
A poster boy for why people hate the rich, a black man who worked for Ronald Reagan, a party boy, a tobacco farmer, a white guy who plays basketball.
Pow! 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 Pow!
And the Manchurian Candidate.
Please get out of here.
And here's the weirdest part. They all believe in the same exact things.
I think Social Security is important.
Save Social Security.
Social Security is something that all of us have promised to maintain.
I can't take any more of it. I say it's time we found a new way to pick a president. So tell the candidates, cancel the debates, pull your TV ads, stop the speechifying. You want my vote for president, you gotta mosh. The mosh pit. That one place where America's youth can express their deepest feelings by beating each other stupid. I could think of no better place to put these candidates. I issued a challenge to the candidates. Jump in my mosh pit, get my endorsement. So I gathered together a bunch of degenerate but registered to vote youth. Got Rage Against the Machine to give me a song. And set off across America to bang some presidential head.
Let's go get ourselves a president!
First stop, the headquarters of Gary Bauer, the Christian conservative commentator who attends funerals for fetal tissue.
There they are, right there. Well, now, it's a mosh pit. You know what a mosh pit is? It's a portable mosh pit, all right? And we are going to endorse the candidate that jumps into the mosh pit.
Wait. We'll endorse Bauer for president. All these kids are from planned pregnancies.
Hey, how you doing, man? Can you get Gary Bauer to come out, jump in our mosh pit? Huh? Come on out. Jump in the mosh pit. Whoa! Is there an ordinance against moshing?
No, but you're too loud. Disturbing the neighborhood.
How about quiet moshing?
No, quiet moshing. Private property, too. That's trespassing.
Okay, so even if we stop yelling, we couldn't just mosh quietly.
Then you're trespassing.
Mosh pit? It's called a mosh pit.
What's that up there?
That's where they dive. See, watch this. See? The kid dives into it, then they body surf. Okay? Now, if you'll do this, you will have the endorsement of our show, The Awful Truth. This is the easiest endorsement you'll ever get because it doesn't require any, favors, no backroom deals, no dirty money, just 10 seconds in the pit with these kids. Come on, get in the pit. How about a little body slam? Just a little, one body slam. Just do one body slam with me. Or you do your chest out like they're doing basketball. Body slam! Did you get to see Governor Bush? Yeah?
Hang in there.
Okay, I will. Did you tell him the mosh pit for me? Come out in the mosh pit? Oh. Governor Bush, it's Michael Moore. Come on out in the mosh pit. We got a mosh pit. We want you to surf the mosh pit. We'll endorse you. Go in the mosh pit.
Behave yourself, will you?
No.
Go find real work.
Hi, Dad.
Yeah, how you doing, Mike?
Hi, good. Hey, listen, I was wondering, do you have an oil company you could give me to run, or maybe a Major League Baseball team or something like that?
Say that again.
We will endorse you if you'll come out and go into the mosh pit. They don't look like it, these kids in the mosh pit, but they've been out there for the last hour talking about nothing but the flat tax. I think you'd like them, seriously. I'll tell you what,
especially if they're voters, I'll love them.
Is there anything you can do to get Who Wants to Be a Millionaire on the air more nights a week? It's just not on enough for me.
Can we arrange it so we get John in the mosh pit later? John McCain in the mosh pit.
We don't do mosh pits.
No, he could do it, man.
Oh,
You know what?
mosh pit.
Tell him it'll make the Hanoi Hilton look like Motel 6.
Can't mosh, you can't run our country!
You're Al Gore's Secret Service guy, right? Can you go in and get Al to come out, jump in the mosh pit? No. Are you listening to Rage Against the Machine in that earpiece right now? Little body surfing, little body slam. We'll endorse you because we love you.
Honestly, thank you.
Seriously.
Get out to Congress tonight.
We'll come out if you'll go in the pit. Oh, jeez. He kind of wanted to, didn't he? Just imagine Alan Keyes surfing our mosh pit for democracy. Huh?
I cannot imagine it.
Would you do it?
Would I do
Would
it?
you go in there for the candidate?
Oh, yeah.
Victory! Victory! We're almost there! We're almost there!
We want peace! We want peace! We want peace! We want peace!
Alan Keyes, would you jump in our mosh pit? We're going to endorse you if you'll jump in our mosh pit.
Now, what's the mosh pit?
The mosh pit is the young people here. I told them Alan Keyes would jump in the mosh pit. He's the only one with the courage to do it. The only one. Let's do it. Your daughter says do it. You go up with him. You go up with him. Go up with him. He's doing it. He's doing it.
Alan Keyes had won our endorsement, and with that, he went on to an upset in Iowa.
In Iowa, Alan Keyes, the big surprise of the evening.
Finally, the media found an issue they could get excited about. a new force in American politics.
Even though Bush didn't do the mosh pit, I'm told Alan Keyes did.
Alan Keyes jumped into a mosh pit.
Michael Moore's traveling mosh pit.
Mosh pit?
Mosh pit.
Well, mosh pit. What did you pick up from your colleagues other than the mosh pit, please?
I'm sorry, Jeff. The mosh pit was so great that nothing else conceivably could have intervened.
The other candidates, though, had seen enough.
What's it like to be in a mosh pit?
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
That band called The Machine Rages On, or Rage Against the Machine, is anti-family, it's pro-cop killer, and it's pro-terrorist.
I was not morally responsible for the music that was playing as I stepped out of my rally and faced Michael Moore, whatever his name was, doing whatever he was doing. It's about time we got back to the understanding that we trust the people of this country to do what's decent. And when you trust them, they will, in fact, hold you up.
I don't know, don't you think you owe an apology to parents and policemen on that one?
I'll leave it to the American people to judge the convictions of my heart.
And judge they did. Hatch, out. Forbes, out. Bauer, down and out. Bradley, Hart gave out. McCain?
Everybody's against me. Governor Engler, Governor Bush, all the governors, all the senators, but we're going to kill them.
Out of his f***ing mind. And when the dust settled, only 3 men were left standing. And 2 of them seemed like the same damn candidate.
We need to keep the prosperity going, and we need to make sure that nobody's left behind.
The purpose of prosperity is to make sure no one is left out and no one is left behind.
As for the third, well, he may be a right-wing lunatic.
We have made the wrong choice on abortion, radical homosexual agenda, sexual licentiousness.
But he's our right-wing lunatic. Alan Keyes, the awful truth candidate for President of the United States.
I'm here with
Lenny.
Lenny, which isn't your real name, right? And the reason that Lenny isn't giving you his real name is that he's a bookmaker, a bookie. You work with gamblers and take bets and lay odds and all that stuff.
That's correct.
And that's against the law, though.
Yes, it is.
Right? Well, why do you do it?
Well, I have to make a living, don't I?
But you're not worried about being on TV? And,
No, not at all.
As long as we don't give your name out.
That's correct.
Right. Have you ever been arrested?
Yes.
You have been?
3 times.
Okay, all right. But, well, what Lenny's going to do for us on our show is lay odds every week on the issues that we're concerned about. And we're going to start tonight with, you're going to give us the odds, right, on a question that I'm concerned about.
Okay.
And why don't we give it to our viewers right now?
Okay.
Do you know me? My name is Henderson Bullock, and I served 1 year in West Caldwell Jail for burglary and larceny. And I carried the American Express card. Membership has its privileges.
So, this your son?
Yes, it is.
Uh-huh. Have you had that talk with him? You know what I mean?
Not yet.
Uh-huh. You know the one I mean, right?
Which talk is that? Girls? Or
no, not girls.
Money?
Not money.
Politics?
Not politics. Guns.
Guns.
Have you had that talk yet?
We had talks about swords and knives, but not guns yet.
Not guns? Well, I got something that might help you.
Okay.
All right? Our correspondent, Jay Martell, has got a mascot to help our young people learn about the beauty of guns.
The beauty of guns?
Yes, watch this.
Okay.
As long as we've been Americans, we've loved our guns. But sometimes, the gun haters have tried to take them away. That's when the National Rifle Association, the organization headed by Charlton Heston, takes a firm stand.
Gun!
Thanks to the NRA, we're well protected from any form of gun control.
I thank you.
But now, the stakes are higher.
13-year-old boy opened fire with a 9mm handgun. Killed 12 students and a teacher. Students will find increased security
15 people were injured, 2 faculty members, the rest students. Gunfire targets of 2 fellow
Now
classmates.
kids are using guns to shoot kids.
I can't believe it. I mean, somebody getting shot in elementary school.
In March of this year, just when some thought it couldn't get any worse, the nation was stunned when 6-year-old Kayla Rowland was shot and killed by a first-grade classmate in Flint, Michigan.
Gun!
But once more, the NRA has the answer.
Stop! Don't touch! I'm at Eagle, and I like
like you too much to see you get hurt, and that's why I say, if you spot a gun, just walk away.
Eddie Eagle is a pure gun safety, life-saving program for those young children who are obviously too young to be around firearms. And the message of the program, backed up with coloring books and animated video, is stop, don't touch, leave the area, tell an adult.
Stop! Don't touch! Leave the area! Tell an adult!
It seemed like Eddie Eagle wasn't dealing with a real issue. Eddie thinks that all you have to do is tell kids to walk away when they see a gun by a broomstick and everything will be okay. But in a country with 250 million guns, where are they supposed to walk to? Anyway, since when were birds smart about guns?
Bye, Eddie.
I decided it was time for a better gun mascot. One who knew that kids in America love guns as much as the rest of us do.
Pistol Pete! Pistol Pete!
I'm a son of a gun who's really neat.
Pistol Pete!
Meet Pistol Pete.
Pull my trigger and feel my heat.
Pistol Pete!
Eddie believes that kids don't ever touch guns.
Pistol Pete!
Not Pete.
Who wants to show me that they know how to beg for their life?
Me!
How about you?
Don't shoot me!
Pete knows that kids play with guns.
I'm telling you, every one of your friends is a potential sniper. Heck, so are you.
Pete was a big hit with the kids. It was time to take him out on the road. Las Vegas, and the world's largest gun show. Gun makers meet here every year to shoot and sell their wares. It was a perfect place to introduce them to Pete.
Bringing in the big guns. Bringing in the big gun, boys. I'm home. I'm home.
This is a good idea because it gives the kids something to relate to. A gun isn't any different than a typewriter or anything else.
No.
It's a tool.
Just another tool. It's a tool. It's a tool.
I'm just a big tool.
Pete was in his element, all right.
Come on, shoot us.
He had plenty of friends here.
I enjoy guns. I enjoy firearms. You know, the gun's been around for 100 years. New millennium, new trigger job. Okay. Guns are dangerous, you know. Yeah, so I hear. They are. But I do like firearms. You bet.
We stopped by to say hello to the folks at High Point, makers of one of the guns used by the kids who shot up Columbine.
So we just display them, and if they like them, they buy them. And they usually like them.
So has it been better or worse than other years?
It's been a lot better. I mean, we're all doing our part to reduce the children. I mean, when you buy a gun lock for a gun, you know, you buy it to keep children out of the firearm. So I think you're going to see, you know, tragedies happen or reduced significantly in the next few years just by the amount of gun locks that are on the market where they weren't before.
And what is this made of?
This is a polymer product.
What, plastic?
Yeah, it's plastic, basically plastic.
Hey, mister, you think some lucky kids will get to take these guns to school someday?
Turn the camera off, please.
You wouldn't do this to Eddie Eagle. I'm a tool. I'm a tool. Like a Xerox machine or a waffle iron.
Forget the gun makers. If Pete was really going to replace Eddie Eagle, I needed to talk to the people who invented Eddie in the first place, the National Rifle Association.
Well, Eddie Eagle is not about guns. It's about avoiding accidents, and it's about trying to save the life of a young child who may encounter a firearm and there's not an adult around or a parent around. A firearm in the hands of a law-abiding, peaceful citizen is not a threat to anyone.
We'd like to do our part, too, by introducing you to Pistol Pete here. He's pretty good, huh? We want him to help educate people about guns in the real world.
Is there a point to that?
I don't kill people. People do. With me.
If we can show this to kids and make them more aware of, like, that's a gunshot wound, right? And they can just pull the slug right on out.
You know, obviously there's a serious problem with violence in this country.
You want to help me move the slug?
I don't care
See
to
how easy it is?
participate in tasteless...
Just like that, right, Pete?
Come on, Mr. NRA. Can Eddie Eagle do that?
Like if we change the color?
Have a good trip back.
Home again, jiggity jig. Bill,
I've
what
got
are
a
you
really
doing?
testy situation here.
Bill, there's 250 million guns out there. We just want to help the kids.
Hey, come on.
Sir, I've asked you to leave my building.
Sir, I'm sorry, we're going on. He's a very touchy gun.
Of all places, I thought I'd be welcome and be here.
I mean, he belongs here.
This is my home.
This is the National Rifle Association. Maybe they'll understand better down at the Capitol. What do you say we go check it out, huh?
The Capitol?
That's right, Pete. All right, come on. Let's go. Hey, Pete. Sorry. All right.
Pete and I were down to our last shot, the U.S. Congress. Congress had been killing effective gun control legislation for years. Our first stop, the office of Congressman John Dingell, the man who almost single-handedly killed legislation that would have made people wait longer before they could buy guns. And he did it just days after the shootings at Columbine.
Hi there. Is Representative Dingell here?
May I have your name, please?
Yes, Jay Martell and Pistol Pete.
Okay, Mr. Martell,
I just wanted to make sure that he gets our special thanks for all the work he did, especially killing that, that gun control thing at the gun shows. It was really amazing what he did. I mean,
Hey, guys, stick 'em up.
he really made it a lot easier for Pete and his
Oh, no,
friends
I was just
to
playing.
get access to all kinds of people without, all that difficulty waiting.
Now kids can get guns. Bang! Just like that.
We called the security, so would you mind leaving, please?
You take this off.
You all just hold tight. Take that camera off and sit on the
Excuse me?
Well, I guess the NRA, the gun makers, and Congress are as attached to Eddie Eagle as Americans are to their 250 million guns. But thanks to Pete, at least they can all agree on one form of gun control. Sure, it only applies to big purple guns, but it's a start.
He's not a bad guy.
I'm just a tool. I don't kill people. Who does?
We do!
That's right.
Woo!
We love you, Pete.
My name is Herbert Poole. I served 19 years inside Trenton State Prison for first-degree murder. I only use Windows software. Where do you want to go today?
Well, that's our show for tonight. I hope you enjoyed it, the first one of our new season. If you'd like to learn more about guns, get a job at a convenience store or log on to our website, www.theawfultruth.com. We'll see you next week right here on The Awful Truth. Thanks a lot. Good night.
Pistol Pete, I'm a son of a gun who's really neat. Pistol Pete, pull my trigger and feel my heat. Pistol Pete, I'm a son of a gun who's really neat. Pistol Pete, pull my trigger and feel my heat.